Hi folks, this is the Cogs makeup tutorial for Willy Wonka. This is Kassia, I'm Kyra. First we're going to put her basic foundation on. It's on very lightly and it will help us blend. And now I'm going to show you half of the face finished. There it is. This is our Cog makeup. The basic idea is that there are squares of metal that are riveted to the face. Decide where you want your squares of metal and kind of outline them with the gold pencil. Really color it in well and make it kind of thick. In the middle of each square there will be some purple that's kind of blended, and it's basically going to make it look like the metal is a little bit aged, but it's purple because it's Wonka. So that top part I made was the first square. And now I'm outlining and coloring in the second square. The lips are gold, so put gold color on the lips, and also the eyebrows are gold, and you'll want to get it kind of in the hairs so that it covers the eyebrow to some degree. After I put the gold on, I'm going to make a very smoky eye. So first with your kohl pencil, draw a very large cat eye. It's very thick under the eye and it's very thick on top. It doesn't have to be applied perfectly because we're going to smudge it. So don't worry if your line is kind of rough or it's not a perfect cat eye. It doesn't really matter because we're going to smudge the whole thing. To get really close to the lash line, I'm using a liquid eyeliner here, but you can just use the pencil. Either one will work. This is a brush with very short bristles, and it can be used to smudge your liner. And what I'm going to do is smudge it all the way up to the brow. And then I'm going to smudge it into the inner eye and also kind of down a little farther onto the cheek. Rather than using a smudge brush, you can use a sponge wedge or your finger. Now with the violet color, I'm going to locate the center of my metal square and put some purple on it, blend it in a little bit, and leave it. This doesn't have to be very precise. These are robots who work in a dirty factory and their metal is kind of tarnished. You'll notice, and for sure when I put the black lines on, that I offset the squares so that the lines aren't the same on one side of the face as the other. I'm using the Ben Nye black with the edge of a brush. Okay, well that was not really straight. Try to make yours straight, but again, it's not going to be totally visible from far away that my line is not perfectly straight. My goal here is to create this kind of angular chin by erasing the jawline with black. What I tried to do is make a little space that I can put rivets in somewhere around the middle of the ear. I didn't quite make this black to the edge of the jawline, so go ahead and make yours all the way to the edge. And also I forgot the rivets on the left side, so don't forget your rivets. I'm not bothering with powder for the video, but you'll want to powder this so that it doesn't wipe off as easily and it doesn't sweat off as easily. I'm not going to put powder on the gold because it'll dull my gold color, but you probably could put some powder on the eye. But be careful with the powder because as you can see, the gold and the purple are kind of mingling nicely and they're shiny and they look really neat. Here I'm adding a little purple into the smudged eye color. Now I'm going to work on my rivets. And what I think we should do is every other square would have rivets in it, and the other squares would have kind of a smudged black line to make the whole effect more tarnished. So this would be the square where I would put rivets. I used a liquid eyeliner, but you can use your brush with the Ben Nye black color, or you could even use your Kohl pencil as long as you can make it dark enough. Your rivets can be a little bigger than these so that they're really visible from the audience. So here I'm smudging the other metal square along the edge so it just looks kind of tarnished. I'll finish the rivets for this square. You might notice that the square that I already did on the left side, I forgot the bottom rivets, but I'm not going to go back and fix it. So we can get this video out to you as soon as possible. And here I'm putting the rivets on the jaw hinge. I'm sure yours will be rounder than mine are. I wanted to put some gold on Kassia's neck, but it really tickled her, so I couldn't really get it on. If you can do it, that's great. Just don't get it too low so it gets on the costumes. And that's the look.